Now we will discuss cleaning and sanitizing in food industry. So as you might have already heard several times that cleaning and sanitization is a very critical step in every food process to avoid food safety hazards. So it would involve, if we discuss this in detail, it would involve different steps, and these steps might be: number one, the removal of gross oil from the surfaces, then chemical agents used for visual soil or mud that is there in the food product, or it may be there in the processing equipments or the process line. Then a rinse of cleaning agent. So once we use the cleaning agent, we would try this cleaning agent not to get into the final product. So this has to be actually very efficiently removed before the food can get into that processing line again. So then rinsing of this cleaning agent is very important. Then we use sanitizers. These sanitizers can be used to removal of microorganisms, or killing or inactivation of microorganisms in the plant. And then the last step would be final rinse. This final rinse again is to make sure that these cleaning agents or sanitizers, they do not get into final food product. So if you look at the dynamics of cleaning, it would depend upon certain variables. For example, temperature. As you might know that higher is the temperature, easier it is to clean. So hot water cleaning is of course more efficient. In terms of removal of dust or grease or oils, although it may be more costly. The time of cleaning, of course, if we take more time for cleaning, there are more chances that cleaning would be more efficient. Concentration of chemicals. We have to follow this practice that every detergent or sanitizer, they would have recommended dosage to be used, and that would take a certain amount of time actually to remove contaminants or dust particles or oil or grease. So we have to follow those given instructions to see that we use proper concentration for sufficient amount of time and the temperature as well. Only that they would be more effective. Then we have to look at the mechanical action that is used for cleaning. So if we use more mechanical action, then of course maybe we can reduce time and the efficiency of the cleaning might be improved. As I said, a high temperature can be more efficient to remove fats and grease, but we should also consider that if we use this high temperature, it is not going to affect some other aspects of the food processing. For example, maybe if we have higher temperature treatment given to some process line, maybe there are addition to surfaces of certain proteins that might coagulate and they start adhering to the surface of food surface contact material within those plants or equipments, and that would lead ultimately to the contamination or inefficiency of heating as well, if there are more films that are formed on the surface of these mediums. Then we also need to look at the properties of soil, that because we have to remove this soil, so we need to understand the chemistry and property of soil, and only then we can use the most suitable time temperature combination as well as the type of surfactant, and the mechanical action can be decided from that, like how we are going to remove efficiently what kind of soil from whether food product or from the processing equipment or the processing line. So we have to, some of the parameters are like what is the particle size of those soils, how viscous they are, surface tension, wettability, then solubility of liquid soil or solid soil, how soluble they are, then the chemical reactivity of these soils with different detergents, then the chances of attachment of these soils into void or dead spaces within the processing line. So we need to understand this in order to better design our cleaning and sanitation systems. So the type of soil on the surface has to be considered. As I earlier said, the type of surface to be clean is also equally important. We have to see whether we are dealing with a stainless steel food surface or whether we are dealing with a food material, maybe like fruit and vegetable. So from where we are removing that soil, and what is the amount of soil that has to be removed, and what is the method of cleaning, whether we are going to only soak these things, whether we are going to use foam or whether we are using cleaning in place or CIP process. This is generally done for milk and juice products process lines. Then we have to look at the type of cleaning agent, whether it's a liquid or powder, and what would be the quality of water that has to be used. So we would first step, we would be separating the soil from surface, then dispersion of this soil into detergent medium. It is also important that once the soil has been removed from the surface and it is now part of the dispersion of the surfactant medium, it does not get attached to the surface again. It does not get deposit on these surfaces again. So that is how we can actually measure the effectiveness of detergents. If they reduce the chances of those redeposit of these soil materials, then we have an effective cleaning system and the cleaning medium. We need to look at the penetration and wetting ability of these cleaning agents. Control of water hardness. If we are using hard water, that would be, of course, less efficient. So we have to look at the quality and chemistry of water as well. So hard water does not remove soils or any other detergents very efficiently. We have to look at the ease of rinsing and then non-corrosiveness of surfaces as well. And many times we have to use combination of different detergents or sanitizer or cleaning agents together to make it more efficient. So this was some details about cleaning and sanitizing operation in food industries.